Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to say how sorry I am not to be with you in person for this crucially important conference. Trees and forests throughout the world are a life-giving resource and essential for the survival of humanity. More and more people are recognizing the incredible contribution of the world's rainforests to the future health and welfare of the planet. However, in an increasingly urbanized world, we also need to recognize and promote the tremendous value of our urban forests, the trees and woodlands in and around towns and cities. The benefits of urban trees and woodlands are remarkably extensive and long-lasting. No other natural or growing resource can deliver such a range of environmental, economic and social benefits that contribute so much to the health and welfare of urban dwellers. As the most crucial element of green infrastructure, our urban forests can play a vital role in the development of sustainable communities. Through my own experience of planting street trees at the Duchy of Cornwall's Poundbury development in Dorset, I am fully aware of the passions which can be aroused by attempting to green our urban areas. Many insurance companies focus on the problem of subsidence. However, with sensible tree management and the correct selection of species to match the subsoil type, exposure to claims can be minimized. It has long been established that trees can remove a number of pollutants from the atmosphere, including ozone, nitrogen dioxide, and particulates. And they have an important role to play in reducing the effects of greenhouse gases, not just through carbon sequestration, but also through effects on fuel use by reducing the amount of fuel used to both heat and cool buildings. Trees provide shelter and reduce wind speed, and the evapotranspiration of water from the leaf surface has a general cooling effect on the surrounding air, reducing the need for air conditioning in hot weather. Trees are useful in attenuating noise through reflecting and absorbing sound energy and have a number of hydrological effects, including reducing erosion and groundwater runoff, which is extremely relevant in Britain at the moment after the terrible flooding that some parts of the United Kingdom have faced. And of course I could go on. The benefits of planting trees in urban areas far outweigh the perceived problems that can sometimes hinder tree planting schemes in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is vital because it is bringing together, for only the second time in the United Kingdom, the various professional organizations that can play such a major role in planning and managing our urban forests. One of the main reasons for calling these Trees, People and the Built Environment conferences is the potential synergies and fresh initiatives that can come out of the exchange of ideas and practice between all the relevant professionals. The natural environment specialists are represented by arboriculturalists, foresters, horticulturalists, landscape architects, ecologists, and others. Most importantly, we also have the built environment specialists represented by architects, surveyors, engineers, property developers, planners, and others. The presence of all these relevant professionals from both sides of the urban environmental spectrum is what makes these conferences so special. Only when these specialists work together with the support of urban communities and their political representatives can we ensure our urban forests deliver those often simple yet hugely significant benefits. In other words, cooling our overheating cities and mitigating urban climate change, enhancing biodiversity in the urban jungle, reducing energy use in buildings, reducing mental stress, promoting healthier lifestyles, and much, much more. Well, there is a vast amount we can all learn from the presentations that will be given at this conference. internationally recognized researchers and expert practitioners from many different countries will be sharing with you the results of many years of investigation and experience on how to make the most of our urban forests. While the task of successfully engineering trees into hard surface townscapes may not be rocket science, it is nevertheless increasingly challenging in our densely developed, inhospitable and polluted urban environments. I understand, for example, that the City of New York has a single coordinating tree officer, whereas in London, responsibility is split amongst the 32 boroughs. In New York, apparently, they have demonstrated that you get a 5-fold return on investment from street trees, and they have ambitious plans to plant 20,000 new trees per annum. Conversely, the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea has an annual tree planting budget of just £23,000, while in some places it can sometimes cost as much as £3,500 per tree to comply with the highway engineer's requirements. I've also observed the apparent lack of coordination between councils, tree officers, and different utility service providers, who so often seem to pay scant regard to trees' precious root structures and end up damaging them in the course of their excavations. A practical solution to this would be perhaps to group services together wherever possible by combining the different utility connections in a single trench that is dug far away from any existing trees. Far too often, newly planted trees just wither and die due to lack of adequate preparation or aftercare. Where the local community themselves have been involved, this is a shocking waste of money and of the goodwill and enthusiasm of volunteers. We must ensure we get the basics right when planting urban trees, and this conference will certainly encourage us to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, may I wish you all a very successful conference, and I do look forward to hearing the results of your deliberations.